Alright, so now I have to remove the roof. If you guys see the inside of this, like, look at that. This is what's happened over time. And so, that looks nasty. You guys, I am scared of heights, but here I am. But do you guys see this roof? This is a temporary roof. That right there is broken. The plastic that I put over there has sunken in. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna come back when I'm done removing this. Step back. Step back. So if you guys have seen my video from last year when I first created this greenhouse, you'll know that I didn't really finish the roof. I did put something up there temporary. And now it's time to take it down. As you guys seen, it is sinking in. I got the roof off of this thing. There goes the new roof. So I am gonna go ahead and get started with building the roof. And as always, I'm using scrap from my mother's backyard. The greenhouse is not even, so I can't tell you guys the measurements or anything like that. I'm actually not really following any specific measurements. I did take some bogus measurements, and that's how I got the base for this. I do kind of wish that I made it a little bit longer so it can fit on the outside instead of directly on top of the greenhouse. Making the frame for my roof was one of the easiest things to do. All I did was connect wood pieces together into a non-symmetrical square. I did have to purchase 3 of these polycarbonate panels, but aside from that, everything else was free. Alright, so I just went to Lowe's and got these panels for about $26.98. At first I had this over here in the middle, no, going this way. And so I took them off. And I also got this from Lowe's for $273. So I put that up there. I'm gonna cut this down a little bit more so it can fit here, so that these panels can fit right on top of it. So normally I would do a project like this with someone else, but my partner in crime is on vacation and I'm pretty much doing this solo dolo, so I had to work around it. The piece of wood that I'm cutting right now, it's supposed to go in the middle for support beams. I did cut the second one a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but it still worked out. I actually didn't have any more wood the size of the wood that I'm cutting right now, but if you guys are doing this, then make sure you cut a few more than I did so that you'll have a little bit more support in the middle. You guys, I'm not that good with measurements, but I do feel like if I could properly measure any of my projects, then I would have a masterpiece, you know? But I need some pointers. And I do like doing DIY projects, but I would like for them to look like something from the store that I'm putting together. I'm sure in due time, every project that I do, I'm learning something new. But anyways, back to the video. I did cut one a little bit shorter than expected. So when you guys look at this one and it drops down like that, there's a gap there. And I wish I left it longer. So I didn't screw these yet, but I'm trying to figure out how to put these up there because they're a little bit short. So I have these that I'm gonna cut into like 8 little pieces and put in between each of those corners. Hopefully it'll help. I did end up having an extra panel laying around in the back. So what I ended up doing was cutting off a strip of it just so that it can overlap from the already existing panel. All right, so let's see how I'm gonna get this up there. Oh, I still gotta drill that in. It came out while I was taking the roof because I had to take the screw off from the sides. But let's see. You guys, I gotta be one of the most hard-headed individual alive. Now, I did ask my brother to help me put this roof on top. And he told me to come get him when I was ready. But did I get him? No, I didn't. I like doing things by myself and I don't really like disturbing people. So it took me about 2 attempts to get this roof on top of that that greenhouse. Although this panel and frame did not weigh that much, it probably weighed more than me. So I had to use my head and arms and legs and everything to get it on top of the roof. I know my mother's neighbors probably think that I was crazy, but they should have helped me. But anywho, I did eventually get this on top of the roof, but I had to put it right back down because it kept sinking in the hole. So I did try it again, but the second time I definitely had to put in some more work. After getting this frame on top of the roof, I did have to go from left to right, just to make sure that the panel was sitting even on top of the roof. This was probably a 2-person's job, or maybe even a 4-person job. So next time I'm definitely gonna ask for help. Also, I do want to mention that measurements is very vital when making a roof, maybe even when making anything. With that being said, I didn't quite measure correctly the width of the greenhouse, so it didn't really sit how I wanted it to. But I do feel like every error can be fixed. So there's definitely a way to fix this. I just don't know how. I might have to do a little bit more work by putting extra wood inside just so that the frame could stick together. I knew it wasn't going to stick together only because I wanted the whole thing to slant, so I did have to put extra wood pieces on the back sides. So I'm definitely going to have to make a part 2 to this video, being that this first part isn't completely done. I would love for some of you guys that enjoy doing work like this to let me know what I can do to combine these two together. I did attach it to where the wind will not blow this off, like it is secure, but I do want it to touch more than it is now. My mother actually doesn't want any gaps in there because she's scared that wasp or other bugs can come in. If it was up to me, I'd leave it like this, but I can't. Okay, so I have the roof, yes, I have the roof on top of this greenhouse. I'm excited, but look at down there, all that trash from the ceiling. I only have one more thing to do, which is to seal in those gaps up there. I'm probably gonna do that next weekend because I don't have time to right now. I have to go back home. But look at this roof. I know she's gonna love it. Look at her.